Hello there, welcome to Dinos Vault and welcome to my first ride review of the RTR 164V. In this video, I tell you all that you need to know about this new launch as to how it fares in real world conditions. I feature all the three color variants that are on offer and also share the exhaust note towards the end of this video, so let's get started. Now it's almost like a new dimension opening up for the RTR 160, a revolutionary bike that introduced proper performance biking to the masses back in 2007 with the racing throttle response technology that offered a rev me harder character. Now, though the design overhaul that the bike got back in 2012 was merely a cosmetic upgrade, I feel celebrating a decade-long run of this iconic machine, TVS have now gone ahead and given the RTR 160 a much needed comprehensive upgrade, which is all set to pave the way and set a whole new benchmark for the coming decade. So how different is the new RTR 164V compared to the older model? Let's start with the differences first. First, coming to the design is now completely different and is absolutely identical to that of the RTR 200, which is a good thing. Looking at the dimensions, the overall length of the new RTR 164V is now down by around 30 to 50 mm depending on the carb or the fuel injected model. The height is down by 55 mm, but the width is up by 60 mm. Also, another significant change is that the wheelbase is now increased by 57 mm to aid in better high-speed stability. The seat height is now 800 mm compared to 790 mm of the older model. As a result, the ground clearance is also now 180 mm compared to 165 mm of the older model. The overall weight of the bike has also increased by nearly 10 kgs to lend the bike better stability at higher speeds. To compensate for the excess weight, we also now get significantly more power and more torque on board. The 164V puts out a max power of 16.8 PS for the FI variant and 16.5 PS for the carbureted variant compared to 15.12 PS of the older model. The max torque is also increased to 14.8 Newton meters compared to 13 Newton meters of the older model. Also, the new model gets a wider 130/70 rear tire as opposed to the 110/80 rear tire on the older model. The suspension is all new. We get 37 mm telescopic forks up front and a race-tuned rear monoshock from world-renowned Showa suspension. We also get the same double barrel exhaust from the RTR 200, although the bass effect is slightly lower on the 160 compared to that of the 200. Still, it does sound sporty and racy, and you can listen to the exhaust note towards the end of this video. We also get better quality race spec TVS Remora tires compared to the regular TVS tires on the preceding model. And just like the 200, we do get the option of choosing Pirelli tires if you are the kind who regularly attends track day events. The chassis is also all new. We get a race origin split cradle chassis that uses multi-body dynamics analysis to further optimize the vehicle layout, thereby increasing the overall stability by 25% and also offering much better handling characteristics overall. The engine is all new as well, and I'll be talking about that later in this video. So there you have it, guys. This is all that one can hope for when we wish for a comprehensive upgrade. Almost every part has been changed and every feature further enhanced to completely redefine performance and value for money in this segment, and I feel the wait has been worth it because TVS have given the RTR 160 everything they can think of to well and truly take the RTR legacy to a completely new level. Now, talking about the bike's design, the sharp, cutting-edge, asymmetric design theme of the Draken concept that defined the RTR 200 has been carried forward unscathed for the youngest RTR hooligan as well. It's only that the clip-ons have been replaced by a single-piece street control handlebar, and also the split seat layout has been replaced by a more roomy and practically usable single-seat layout on the RTR 164V. Also, the alloy wheel design is different on the RTR 160 compared to that of the RTR 200. The all-digital speedo console also loses out on some features like the gear position indicator, the lap timer, etc., which are available on the RTR 200. Other highlights include fork protectors up front and also a rear monoshock cover to prevent dust accumulation. We also get a kickstarter apart from the push-button starter, which is always good to have on board. The seat is another major upgrade to rejoice about. Not only is it extremely comfortable, it is also equally practical by offering adequate room for the rider as well as the pillion. The single-piece street control handlebar offers the flexibility to ride upright while riding through the city streets, and at the same time you can also tuck in and zip through the track when you feel the need for speed. The switches are of good quality and we do get a high beam flasher and an engine kill switch. The speedo is absolutely identical to that of the RTR 200, but the readouts do miss out on race-oriented features like a gear position indicator, lap timer, etc. We still get the high-speed recorder, the 0 to 60 km per hour timer, odometer, trip meters, speedometer, tachometer, and a clock. Now coming to the most important section, the engine specs, the RTR 164V also offers two variants to choose from just like the RTR 200. We have the carbureted variant as well as the fuel injected variant. As of now, I believe the carbureted variants have been made available and maybe the fuel injected variants would be introduced in the coming months. Both the engines are completely new because the RTR 160 now gets the race-derived O3C 4-valve engine compared to the 2-valve engine of the older model. The advantage of having a 4-valve engine is that it allows the engine to breathe easy and rev happily all the way across the rev band without feeling strained. So we now get a 4-stroke single-cylinder oil-cooled 159.7cc engine, and please note that the FI variant puts out 16.8 PS of max power at 8000 RPM, whereas the carb variant puts out 16.5 PS. The torque remains the same for both of them at 14.8 Newton meters. We get a 5-speed gearbox. Taking the bike out for a spin, please note that I'm riding the carbureted variant here and I'll be reviewing the fuel injected variant as soon as it is available at the showroom. Also, I personally feel the carbureted variant is relatively low on maintenance compared to the fuel injected variant, and going by my experience of reviewing the RTR 200 carbureted as well as the FI variants, the refinement on both the bikes is equally good, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference overall. Now talking about the ride feel that this bike has on offer, just as I had predicted, the bike is extremely refined. The only issue that kept plaguing the older model was the vibrations issue, and all you RTR fanboys should be really happy that the refinement on this bike is as good as it can get. It is an absolute delight right from the word go. The clutch feel is light and easy, the throttle action is shorter and lighter as well, the gear shifts are quite smooth, the seating posture is just about perfect thanks to the ideally cushioned seat and the perfectly set handlebar. The foot pegs are just slightly rear set to help you corner cleanly should you happen to take this bike to a track day event. The acceleration is quite engaging, although not as aggressive as that of the 200. The power delivery is smooth and linear to begin with, but it starts getting more and more intense as the revs climb. Now this is one of the few bikes in this segment that I found doing 100 km per hour comfortably without much of a fuss. The high-speed stability is a lot more reassuring thanks to the increased wheelbase. The cornering stability is quite good thanks to the fatter rear tire. The engine heating is virtually non-existent thanks to TVS's patented oil-cooled combustion chamber technology, which along with the ram air assist reduces the overall engine heating by 10 degrees. The nanofrix coated piston delivers high revving performance and a linear throttle response while also increasing the overall engine life. Talking about the brakes, we get a 270mm pedal disc up front and a 200mm pedal disc at the back. Now coming to my trademark braking test segment, you can see here that I'm doing speeds of around 63 km per hour and I slam on the brakes really hard. The bike comes to a standstill in just 3.1 seconds, which is really impressive. Although the overall braking is quite satisfactory, I feel the initial bite could be a little more effective. I also feel that having really upped the ante in all other aspects, a larger diameter front and rear disc just to match the competition would really do wonders to the overall braking performance that this bike has on offer. And let's hope that TVS consider introducing at least optional ABS for this high performing machine soon. Now talking about the suspension, we get world-renowned Showa suspension on this bike, which is usually featured on legendary super bikes like the Gixxer 1000, the ZX-10R, etc. And getting that kind of quality equipment on a 160cc bike is really unheard of in this segment. Now the tank capacity is just 12 liters and I really wish it was at least 16 liters, which would result in offering better tank range to those who wish to tour on this bike. Mileage wise, the ARAI mileage claim is around 60 kmpl, although I personally think we can expect around 45 to 48 kmpl from this bike in city conditions. Now extracting good mileage depends on various factors, so I would request that you watch my mileage tips video by following the link in the description portion below. Price ex-showroom Hyderabad for the carbureted rear drum brake variant is Rs 79,990 and for the carbureted rear disc variant is Rs 82,990. Price ex-showroom Delhi for the fuel injected variant is Rs 89,990, and for any other query regarding the exact on-road price, the booking details, etc., please feel free to call the number appearing on the screen currently. Well, that's pretty much it for now. I just hope you found this video useful. Until next time, this is Dino saying ciao. Take care, God bless and ride safe.